His investment interests span complex software, mobile, virtualization, and cloud computing. This summer, he has launched $200 million Runa Capital Fund 2, looking to invest into the best tech companies across the globe. The co-founder and managing partner of Runa Capital, a $135 million venture fund, please welcome DMITRY CHIKHACHEV.
Hello, guys. My name is Dmitry CHIKHACHEV. I am a co-founder and managing partner of Runa Capital, early-stage venture capital firm working out of Moscow, investing across Europe in software startups. And well, since I'm a venture capitalist, I know what is profit, so I decided to do a little bit of prophecy today. And talking a little bit about next generation, what is coming on the stage of venture capital. There are a lot of debates currently that venture capital is dying and landscape is changing, crowdfunding is coming, a lot of accelerators emerged, and many startups are asking these questions to themselves. Do we still need venture capital to fund our company, or we shall start bootstrapped, accelerate our business in, I don't know, Y Combinator, and then go and crowdfund the next round? That's a good question. And for me as venture capitalist, it's especially a good question to understand whether I'm dying or I'm seriously sick or what's going on. So I was trying to analyze and see what's going on actually in the market. Many of you have seen this project management triangle: money, time, value. That brings us to the next step of thinking, that besides money, there is also time. And the main trend of the modern environment is that it's constantly changing, and the change is accelerating, and knowledge became easily available. You have, like, if we compare how it was 20 years ago, when piece of knowledge was really precious and hard to access and hard to kind of collect right knowledge, now knowledge became easily accessible, and entry barriers are very low. To start a business now costs you 10 times, sometimes 100 times less than it used to be when VC industry emerged. What does this mean? This means that competition became fierce. And that's what I'm telling to all startups. Look, guys, the main thing for you is speed. You need to run fast as you can, even though you don't see other people who compete with you. It doesn't mean they do not exist. They do exist, you just don't see them. You are too small to see each other. But competition is there. And speed is key. So, slow development of business means death. And same is true for venture capital. People who are slow, investors who are slow, who have this tendency of investing within 2 hours drive from their home to feel comfortable, who are asking startups to come and settle within their area of residence, they will starve. I'm not saying they will die. They will get their piece of cake, but they will starve. Fast and furious VCs will survive. And what I mean by saying fast and furious, it's not exactly VCs who give out money fast. No. Fast and furious, this is a VC who can boost speed. Of course, the essence of the speed is money, because money can buy you resources, money can buy you speed. But that's not the only thing that boosts, that accelerates your startup. There are a lot of other critical components for speed. A+ people is number one. Because A+ people, they buy you productivity, they buy you time, which you cannot buy for money. You cannot borrow time, you cannot raise time. But you can create time handicap through hiring A+ people. And a VC who helping hiring top talent clearly boosts the speed of your startup. Expertise. Expertise, it's not exactly what was always meant by smart money. Smart money is still very important, but in my interpretation, expertise helps you to avoid mistakes. Important part of any investor is helping to avoid mistakes. I remember the story about Goran Ivanišević. He was a top tennis player in the world, and he was asked once upon a time, how did you manage to become number one? And he said, well, frankly, anybody in the first 100 are playing the same level, more or less. I'm just making less mistake. And that's same is true for startup. Just avoid making mistakes and use expertise of your investor to avoid mistakes. Growth hacks. What I call growth hacks sometimes is called unfair competitive advantage or loophole or whatever. This is some really tricky mechanism how you can cut the road and bypass your competitors. And a VC who can help you with growth hacks, for example, you can surf traction of one of his portfolio companies with your startup. This is the most trivial example of growth hack. Or who knows and can help you with implementing very smart go-to-market strategy, can boost speed. Moral support and motivation. That's also very important, because when you're working in the team under pressure, and any startup is a hard work, the moral support and motivation coming from your VC is critically important. That also improves your speed, that also improves your competitiveness. That basically means that you need to work with people who kind of fit your wavelengths and who transmit energy to you, not sucking energy from you. And finally, well, that was always part of VC add value picture, quality introductions, but I would emphasize the word quality. Quality does not mean just email sent to someone. Quality means you meet right people in the right place, in the right atmosphere. And good VC, good investor would be present at this meeting and make most of his efforts to facilitate your first contact with a customer or partner or next round investor. Finally, that was easy to say, let's be fast and furious VC, but how you find them, how you identify whether a VC is fast and furious or it's a fat cat. I just put together several, I think, components that make fast and furious VC. Hyperactive, yes, of course. Without being hyperactive, you cannot speed and accelerate your portfolio companies. Direct. Very direct giving feedback, very direct, sometimes even harsh giving you feedback. Direct feedback saves time. Fast and furious VC appreciates time most of all. Technical and business expertise. Without expertise, you cannot really achieve your goal. You cannot really avoid mistakes. Super wide industry network. All VCs have network, but not, let's say, many of them have thousands and tens of thousands contacts. Typically, fast and furious VCs have entrepreneurial background, and they can demonstrate impressive growth of their portfolio. Some of them have in-house support resources, like their in-house HR, their in-house marketing people, CTO in residence, who are helping you with the practical advice, with the practical troubleshooting on the ground. So there are elements of accelerator in a fast and furious VCs. And the general trend, to summarize the picture, is that accelerating companies, this principle, in my opinion, moves up the stack. And it's not only important for seed round, really early stage, but it's also becoming important for A-round investors. And any VC who is not capable of accelerating portfolio companies will likely feel bad in the next few years. Thank you.